Aloha and happy day after Thanksgiving, or in Hawaii, happy Jook Day. Basically, the day after you make a turkey in Hawaii, you're making a broth with the leftover turkey bones so that you can make Jook or Congee or otherwise known as Chinese porridge. So today, that's what I did. First thing this morning, I shredded as much meat off the bones as I could, threw it in the pot, added water to cover, and then just added seasonings or the same herbs that I'd used with the turkey yesterday. So I have some thyme, a little bit of sage, a bay leaf, some rosemary, whatever I had left over went in there, as well as probably an onion tops, some celery, and as you can see by that medallion right there, ginger. That's the big game changer when you're making broth for congee. It adds that Asian bent. So I just took about an inch knob of ginger, skinned it, sliced it into probably quarter-inch medallions, and threw them in there. And brought the whole pot up to boil. And once it started boiling, I turned it down to simmer, and it's been simmering now for maybe an hour. So as soon as I see that the bones are easily plucked out, then I'll just strain it and then use that strained broth to make the congee. So Jook is a very personal thing. Total you do you. You got a lot of choices. First, water or broth. Obviously, broth is the way to go. You're going to infuse way more flavor into it. Second is what kind of rice. My preferred rice is jasmine. It breaks down really well. The starchiness adds to the porridgey consistency I like. Basmati doesn't break down as well. You got to cook it for longer. Short grain or medium carbols is okay, but yeah, it takes a long time. So my preference is jasmine. Second choice, rice to water or rice to broth ratio. Some people do 1:7. Some people do 1:10. I'm about a 1:8 or 9. Depends. So basically for me, that's 1 cup of jasmine rice to about 8 to 9 cups of broth. And then it depends on how you're cooking it. Next choice. On the stove, instant pot, slow cooker. If it's on the stove, make sure you're stirring it occasionally so the rice doesn't burn. If it's in an instant pot, it's probably 20 minutes on high pressure and then natural release. Now, you'll know when it's done, when it's to your consistency, which means if it's too thick and oatmeal-y, add more broth. If it's too thin and gravy-like, let it go longer. The longer you cook it, the more the rice will break down and thicken. And obviously, if you just chill it overnight, the next day it'll be thick, right? Now, next choice, what are you topping it with? So I took the bones from a turkey after I shredded the meat and to make my broth. So I'm going to top it with leftover shredded turkey. The other choice you have is that I've seen people do is they add bean sprouts or roasted peanuts or even water chestnuts chopped up for that flavor, and green onions. Definitely a drizzle of soy sauce that'll add to the flavor. And if you're feeling really fancy as you're cooking it, you could throw in some chunks of carrots and celery, and that'll help break down in there and make it more stewy. But you do you. Your Jook, your way. So that was just my day after Thanksgiving, otherwise known as Happy Jook Day. Bye. Love ya.